Hey everybody, XEI here. Not really a channel update, but it is a pretty sweet update because ever since releasing the Mass Effect 3 Episode 1 that I ended up recording Sunday night, because I just wanted to check out Joshua Coyote and import him and see what he looked like in the new system, and then I accidentally clicked the button and I ended up playing for half an hour, and so the series might start sooner than I anticipated. I was really missing the series. I really want to finish the trilogy, and so Monday night I picked up a few things. So without further ado, boom, yes, I got, let's just get through, let's go one book at a time. So the thing is with books, I did some quick research into just the order, the chronology of the books, if you will. I have this spreadsheet I've been maintaining for probably a decade now. It's just any world that I kind of get invested in. I find out the material on it. I create a spreadsheet based on publication dates so that I know everything that's out there. And then I start checking it off as I get through the collection of the series. I'm a little bit of a collector at heart, even outside of video games. It's just who I am. I've been like this my whole life. I commit to entire runs of things. So without further ado, I ended up picking up the first book of the series, Mass Effect Revelations. This is the first book released of the collection. I have here that it was released in 2007. I could validate that in the inside cover. I have not flipped through any of these pages yet or read the back of the books. I want to do that in this quick little vlog here. It's probably not going to be quick. It's probably not going to be quick. Maybe it'll be, doesn't matter. So every advanced society in the galaxy relies on the technology of the Protheans, an ancient species that vanished 50,000 years ago. After discovering a cache of Prothean technology on Mars in 2148, humanity is spreaded to the stars, the nearest interstellar species struggling to carve out its place in the greater galactic community. So that's kind of like the blanket kind of summary of the Mass Effect universe. They are different in different books. Spoiler alert, there are more novels. Okay, so the summary of this book is, on the edge of colonized space, ship commander and Alliance war hero David Anderson investigates the remains of a top secret military research station. Smoking ruins littered with bodies and unanswered questions. Who attacked this post and for what purpose? And where is Kaylee Sanders, the young scientist who mysteriously vanished from the base hours before her colleagues were slaughtered? Sanders? Now I'm like, was that the lady that, it wasn't Anderson who sent me after, that doctor in Arrival? Kenson was who I was thinking of. Sanders is the prime suspect, but finding her creates more problems for Anderson than it solves. Partnered with a rogue alien agent he can't trust and pursued by an assassin, it's Saren, by assassin he can't escape. Anderson battles impossible odds on uncharted worlds to uncover a sinister conspiracy, one he won't live to tell about, or so the enemy thinks. This is of course Saren, because in Mass Effect 1 we learned that Anderson and Saren were on that mission together, and then things kind of go skewy and Saren pulls a maneuver on Anderson. I'm playing with the book here because I love books so much that it infuriates me when this kind of thing happens. Like, it came to me all twisted, and like, I don't understand, because this is happening to the Dragon Age book. The Dragon Age book that I'm reading. It's happening here as well to the Stolen Throne. What the hell is wrong with you, BioWare? Anyways, so there it goes. So it's the story of Saren and Anderson. So I'm looking forward to that, because that is like, it's literally, I mean, that would be the prequel to Mass Effect 1. The next book I picked up here, I'm just going to continue here, is Ascension. So Ascension was released in 2008. So let's read the back of this one. I'm reading all of these blind here so that I can have commentary while I'm reading them. That way it's just something new, to a new approach to things. Let's read the first introductory text here. When they vanished 50,000 years ago, the Protheans left their advanced technology scattered throughout the galaxy. The chance discovery of a Prothean cache on Mars allows humanity to join those already reaping the rewards of the ancients' high-tech wizardry. But for one rogue militia, the goal is not participation, but domination. So it's just a kind of a little an update to the summary that was in Revelation here. And now let's read the synopsis, the back cover synopsis for the book. Scientist Kaylee Sanders. That's unfortunate because it sort of spoils that she's not going to die in this first book. But that's you know, put this on the back cover. It's bound to, this is going to happen. Doesn't matter. Scientist Kaylee Sanders has left the Systems Alliance for the Ascension project, a program that helps gifted biotic children harness their extraordinary powers. The program's most promising student is 12-year-old Jillian Grayson, who is borderline autistic. What Kaylee doesn't know is that Jillian is an unwitting pawn of the outlawed Black Ops group Cerberus. Jillian Grayson, which is sabotaging the program by conducting illegal experiments on the students. No, this is going to be Jack's. Let's just keep reading. Shh, shh, shh. When the Cerberus plot is exposed, Jillian's father takes her away from the Ascension project and flees into the lawless Terminus systems. Determined to protect Jillian, Kaylee goes with them, unaware that the Elder Grayson is in fact a Cerberus operative. What the hell? To rescue the young girl, Kaylee must travel to the farthest ends of the galaxy, battling fierce enemies and impossible odds. But how will she be able to save a daughter from her own father? Well, the name is not sounding familiar. If it's come up, I've not picked up on it. Not even Grayson. I mean, if I played the game and you guys are aware that there was a Grayson name mentioned, and you've watched my playthroughs of Mass Effect 1 and 2, please just remind me, because I don't want to go. I don't look for things on the web. I don't go to wikis until I'm done like an entire trilogy like this. I've been avoiding it for since the games have been out. So I depend on the community to kind of help me out so that you guys can protect me from potential spoilers. But let me know if Grayson is something I should know, if it's something I experienced, a character I experienced, and I'm just forgetting. But this is interesting. So, I mean, it does look like there's a Quarian on the cover, though. I don't know if you guys can see that. So that definitely looks like a Quarian on the cover. Looking forward to this one, too. I mean, these are highly rated. I was looking at the review ratings without reading them, again, because of potential spoilers, and I'm really cognizant of sometimes people don't intend to spoil, but they do. So... But I did look at the star ratings, and these were all 4.5 stars out of 5. So very good stuff. And then I have a third book here called Retribution. I'll show the cover now. So it looks like that's the elusive man in a chair. Oh, and that's the donkey. Okay, this might be David. David was the brother in the machine, and it looks like that most definitely looks like some dude hooked up to some machine. So this one was, I have marked down here 2010. I'm going to do a quick validation here now to see what we got. We have a 2010. Okay, so by the way, Drew Karpyshyn. Now I think I caught somewhere in some write-up of the summary of the books, like on the book site I bought them from. Drew Karpyshyn. He's the writer, if I'm correct, or the lead writer, or he's a lead of something. He's equivalent to what I believe a David Gator would be for Dragon Age. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, let's read this one real quick. Let's see if this is what I think it's going to be. Joined in the vast galactic community of alien species, but beyond the fringes of explored space lurks the Reapers, a race of sentient starship bent on harvesting the galaxy's organic species for their own dark purposes. The elusive man, leader of the pro-human Black Ops group Cerberus, is one of the few who know the truth about the Reapers. To ensure humanity's survival, he launches a desperate plan to uncover the enemy's strengths and weaknesses by studying someone implanted with modified Reaper technology. He knows the perfect subject for his horrific experiments, former Cerberus operative Paul Grayson. Oh? Okay. This is not David. Who wrested his daughter from... Oh, this might spoil. I'm going to keep reading. I'm sorry, I'm probably going to spoil myself a little bit here, but it's okay. It's okay. Who wrested his daughter from the Cabal's control with the help of Ascension project director Kaylee Sanders. But when Kaylee learns that Grayson is missing, she turns to the only person she can trust, Alliance war hero Captain David Anderson. Together they set out to find the secret Cerberus facility where Grayson is being held. But they aren't the only ones after him, and time is running out. As the experiments continue, the sinister Reaper technology twists Grayson's mind, the insidious whispers grow ever stronger in his head, threatening to take over the very identity and unleash the Reapers on an unsuspecting galaxy. This feels like it's connected to David, and I forget his brother's name now. Holy crap. I just cleared the game a few months ago. But anyways, it looks like these 3 books are actually a trilogy then. I was not anticipating that. It looks like these are all connected. They all involve this character Sanders. It starts with Captain Anderson and it ends with Captain Anderson. So it looks like it's going to be a through line, and it looks like it's going to be a backstory for the Elusive Man for all intents and purposes. So people who read the books in preparation to Mass Effect 2, they would have very likely had a different perception of the Elusive Man that I did not have when I played Mass Effect 2. So the whole, like, I understand some of the comments going on about, you know, how can you trust the Elusive Man? How could, like, he's a piece of shit? Like, I get it. I get that there's probably, I get it now, especially these two books. I get it now. For those who read these books, you very much, these books likely painted him as a horrible son of a bitch. So, but from my perspective, being like the blind and trying to be as RP as possible, RP directed in the playthrough, I really did have to just only use Joshua Coyote's perception for all the decisions I had to make, because it only made sense to the continuity from that perspective. So it would have been metagaming anyways if I read this as a player and brought it to the character. So metagaming, yeah, I guess so. Anyway, so that's the 3 novels. And then there were trades that were released. There are 4 trades as of this year. My luck is that I bought these late enough where they released them as omnibuses. So it looks like the first 2 volumes have been collected in this omnibus number 1 here. Wow, the art actually looks really good. It's the first time I'm flipping through it. Dark Horse publishes these, so it's going to be high quality. I have full faith in these things being good. These are also highly rated. Like the first 2 volumes are highly rated, so I recommend anyone check these out. So Mark Walters joins an all-star creative team to tell stories expanding BioWare's beloved sci-fi universe. Follow Liara on a deadly mission to find Commander Shepard. Ooh, it's the story that Liara talks about in Mass Effect 2, that when you first meet her and you find out, spoiler alert, you find out that she's the one who found Shepard. Discover the terrifying origins of the Elusive Man. I think you'll probably discover them here, but I'm looking forward to kind of getting another perspective from a comic narrative perspective. I do like the way comics tell stories. Witness Arya brutally defend her home from Cerberus. Oh, that was mentioned in Mass Effect 2 as well, in the dossiers after you get into the Shadow Broker's den. You can kind of get a sense that in the dossier for Arya that they are watching her, and ooh, I'm wondering if that's all interwoven. That's very exciting to me, actually. And experience the lives of Shepard's squad beyond the SSV Normandy. This action-packed volume includes the first 4 Mass Effect comic book series: Redemption, Evolution, Invasion, and Homeworlds. Each I can probably see that real quick here. Let's just take a quick look. Here we go. And then so it collects Redemptions 1 to 4, Evolution 1 to 4, Invasion 1 to 4, and Homeworlds 1 to 4. Omnibus number 2, which just released last year, 2017 is the date I have marked here. It collects books from 2014. I went to the Dark Horse site to check out what was collected in this book. It looks like it was a series called Foundation, and it was made up, or it makes up 3 different volumes. I'm going to look real quick here to see what that means. So Foundation ran for 13 issues from the looks of it, and it includes the short stories He Who Laughs Best, originally published in Free Comic Book Day 2013, and Blasto, Eternity is Forever. My god, I'm so excited to read a comic about Blasto. I would have bought this entire trade just for Blasto, because I kept making comments of that in Mass Effect 2. Stop flipping through this, but I want to see Blasto so bad. Yeah. Okay, it's definitely a Blasto comic. Okay, there we go. Without context, there's a Blasto. It's one of the last pages too, so it looks like Blasto is actually going to get out there. The action hero Blasto. I love it. I love everything about the idea of that, because it's so silly. Anyways, so there you go. I've got a lot of reading to do. I'm going to try to do some of this reading, not to kill time, to avoid playing Mass Effect 3, but I do want to start Mass Effect 3 a little bit later, just so that I can pad myself out. Otherwise, I'm going to derail the channel again, like I did a few months ago. It's just when I play too many things, then I drop the ball on a series, and I don't want to do that when I'm like in the heat of the moment. So I'm going to try to read These first two, oh man, it would be all three of the books. There was a book I did not buy called Deception. It has horrible reviews. This is the one where people talk about where the writer was either not familiar with the setting, it didn't go through quality control, it doesn't it doesn't fall within the continuity. There's glaring errors. I read one review just to know for sure, because I'm willing to put up with a lot, just to be a completist about things. And at the end of the day, I probably will buy this just to see how bad it is. But based on that one review I read, it literally was just don't buy it. Just ignore it. Just ignore it. And so I'm going to listen to that review for now because I don't want it to throw me off. So it does look like, in theory, I could read all of this before Mass Effect 3 starts if I want the full continuity of things. It all comes down to the question, like, I would love, I mean, if Drew Karpyshyn is actually a world, like a key world builder of the Mass Effect franchise, I would love to deconstruct these novels the same way I'm deconstructing the Dragon Age novel, singular right now, not plural. I would love to do plurals, but they're taking me a long time, and I'm going to start playing Inquisition, and then maybe I'll do them in parallel, but I don't want to delay Inquisition to try to get through the novels in a deconstructive manner and run those series on it. But I do want to run those series because I think it's fascinating to just see what these world builders are thinking about when they're crafting a story meant for prose. Like, you can be a creative thinker, you can be a creative contributor, and not really have the foundations, the chops to be a good storyteller in one media versus another media. Like, maybe they're really good storytellers, or they're really good at crafting fragmented pieces to a video game, because a video game is of course constructed by the player after the player is a contributor to that storytelling experience. But when it's prose or when it's comics, it's a different media. And so I'm very curious to dissect these things. So, I mean, if you're curious about that too, and you've seen some of the episodes for the Dragon Age, I think it's episode 2 where I really kind of find out what I want to do with the series. It's when I talk about this thing I created called the Narrative Patterns Framework, and I use it as a hobby, as fun times, to deconstruct media, whether it's TV, comics, novels. It doesn't matter. I tried on everything to see if the patterns are there. There's certain patterns to storytelling that I believe exist on a subconscious level. That's a summary of it. And good writers sort of tap into these patterns, and us as readers and experiencers of this lore, we're kind of conditioned to anticipate certain patterns, and that's what makes us really enjoy experiences when it's done correctly, because of hundreds of years of subconscious conditioning. Anyways, so that's it. That's the book lineup. I'm not entirely sure what the approach is here. I can get through a novel in less than a week if I gun through these. Like, I could get through all of this in 3-4 weeks. But I have other things I did. Like, I do want to get back to this thing as a series. I really do want to get to maybe releasing 2 of those episodes a week, if not 3, in preparation to get into Inquisition. So let me know though. Let me know. I mean, if you've read these and you want to see me do deconstruction on them, then I'm happy to do them in parallel. Or you know what? I will do them after I clear Mass Effect 3. On that note, though, if there's stuff in these books that would help me enjoy Mass Effect 3 more, then by all means, let me know that too. If I were to pick like how I might approach this, because it makes the most sense from a time perspective so that I can actually play Mass Effect 3 and get maybe at least an episode or 2 out a week, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to read all of these. I'm going to read the omnibuses. Both of these, theoretically, they have stories that all happened before Mass Effect 3. I can consume these very quickly. I don't feel a drive to do the deconstruction videos on these, although I would, because they would actually go very quick. They're fun to do. They don't always work for comics, but they have worked for comics. I've done it for Walking Dead. I've done it for Why the Last Man. They have worked for comics, and of course those are 2 series that sold very well, and people connected with those stories very well. You want to know why? Because they fit the narrative patterns framework. That's friggin' why. That's why I play around with these things. Anyway, maybe I will do that. Maybe I'll do a quick series where I go through these comics as I play Mass Effect 3 here and there. Maybe I'll do it for a series, because the series, I believe it's 4 issues, right, for one of the series. Evolution would have come first, and then Revelation. I'm not going to do it in order of publication, not in order of time continuity. I'm probably going to read Redemption. I'll read the first 4 issues of the omnibus, and I will do deconstruction videos on them to see how they feel, to see how they work, or maybe as the for the entire series or something. Anyways, I'll play around with that. I will have something for you so that you can have Mass Effect content even if I'm not releasing on a mostly daily schedule, as I intend to be doing with all primary series going forward. But in any case, that's it for now. Don't forget to explore, engage, and inspire everybody. I'm very excited about getting into this world again. I don't know if you guys can tell that, but I'll see you there. Peace.